Another day of Microsoft 365 Administrator MS102. I'm Manjeet Rawat, your online instructor. In this class, we are going to talk about the core components of Microsoft Entra Connect tool. Recently, we successfully set up our hybrid environment with the help of on-premises ADDS that we established on Windows Server 2019. We created multiple users and easily we are able to bring our users from on-premises AD to Microsoft Entra Admin Center, right? 90% organization in 2026 are, if we talk about the current situation of IT industry, every organization want to set up their mailing services with the help of hybrid infrastructure. Very basic steps required that anyone can do that, but the important part for every Microsoft 365 administrator, you are responsible for troubleshooting, right? You are responsible to provide real-time support to your client or organization. That's why you should clear about the number of components that we can find in Microsoft Entra Connect tool. This video is dedicated for Microsoft Entra Connect tools. I'll give you the complete information about the components which are associated with this particular tool. So I'm sharing my screen that I can guide you everything. Just allow me 1 minute. Let me share my screen and give you the proper information about different types of tools that are applicable for this Microsoft Entra Connect. This is day 16, guys. And what we did in previous class, we established our Microsoft 365 portal. This is our MS 365 portal. And using on-premises, right? Using on-premises domain controller, we set up Windows Server 2019. And in Windows Server 2019, we created one domain with name of teachmecloud.com. Is that correct? And second, we established multiple users like Clark, Albert, right? And maybe Tata. These users we created on-premises. By using Microsoft Entra Connect tool, we already bring these users to the portal, right? So these all tasks we completed so far, but we should clear about the different types of components which are applicable to complete this hybrid environment. Number of services, number of components are involved. Let me give you the list of components of MS Entra Connect, right? MS Entra Connect tool. This is our agenda and we are going to talk everything. Start from the very basic about protocol, right? So whenever we plan to synchronize our users from on-premises AD to Microsoft Entra Admin Center, multiple protocols come into the picture because you know that over our internet or local area network, every task basically based on that that performed by the protocols. About protocols, then we'll discuss about password hash sync, right? Password hash sync. This is component 1. And password write back is also important for us. You should know about the work of password write back, how we can perform the write back service, why we need to activate this write back service. And after that, we are going to talk about password, not password, pass-through authentication. I think we talked something about this pass-through authentication, which is also considered as a PTA, right? Pass-through authentication. And next, after PTA, we are going to talk about SSO, single sign-on, and then we'll discuss about custom user synchronization, which is important for us, how we can perform the task of custom user synchronization. Number 7, we are going to talk about alternative UPN suffix. As a Microsoft 365 administrator, we are responsible to understand the work of these options or components that are involved with our Microsoft Entra Connect. Every 365 engineer or administrator should know about the way how we can implement. Let's start with the protocols. So as per the name suggests, in case of protocols, 2 important protocols come into the picture that help us to bring our users from on-premises AD to Microsoft Entra Admin Center. These protocols are HTTPS, okay, which is secure, and the second one is service bus. These two important protocols help a lot in case of synchronizing users from on-premises AD to Microsoft Entra Admin Center. Now, next one is about password hash synchronization. So the work of password hash synchronization, whatever users that you establish on on-premises, mandatory you should provide the password to these Active Directory users, right? And same user name and password will be applicable to access your Office 365 services. When we synchronize these users over a portal, you need to assign the license to these users with the help of Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And once you assign the license, you are authorized to get the access of Outlook, Teams, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, whatever components that are involved with your license, right? So password hash, think about sync user's password, right? User's password from on-prem AD to M365, okay? Responsibility of this component to bring your users with the password, right? Bring the password from on-premises AD and synchronize with Microsoft Entra Admin Center or Microsoft 365 portal. Number one. Number second, password write back. Client decided I want to manage the password of all synchronized user, not from on-premises AD. I want to reset the password of all the synchronized users from Microsoft 365 portal or Microsoft Entra Admin portal. So in this case, password write back help us to synchronize, to sync user's password from portal to on-prem AD. Just opposite, we can say that on-premises ADDS. Password write back can perform the work just opposite of password hash synchronization. Because once you activate password write back, your admin is able to reset the password of your synchronized user from Microsoft Entra Admin Center, and same password will be reflect to your on-premises Active Directory databases. And next, pass-through authentication, which is also considered as a PTA. PTA can work just like as a password hash synchronization, but in this case, if you activate PTA for your on-premises Active Directory while syncing users from on-premises AD to 365 portal, so PTA can help us to enhance the security of authentication, because in this case, you must need to log in your on-premises domain controller must be turned on 24/7, because when user want to access their Office 365 account with the help of synchronized user and password, it will always verify from the database and TDS DIT files from on-premises ADDS. So that's the reason PTA is really important for us. We should know about PTA. Once we activate the PTA, it's our responsibility. We make sure on-premises domain controller must be running 24/7. Then your user will check the password from on-premises ADDS database. If everything is okay, it will allow us to log in on Microsoft 365 portal. Next, single sign-on. Yes, SSO, seamless single sign-on. The work of single sign-on, you guys are aware about in every organization. Definitely, we are using multiple applications, like application for attendance, right? Application for transport, application for our office services like the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and or to download salary slip, right? Company will give you the access of any portal or any specific application that you need to install on your mobile phone, and download your attendance, download your pay slip, all the things you are able to download. Number of applications that on by organization: 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 different applications that we are using on daily basis. So in this case, if we are going to set SSO for these applications or platform, then you will able to access these platform with the help of same user ID and password, right? Same user ID and password will be applicable to access the services or portal of our to download salary slip or pay slip. You can check your attendance, you can book your transport, and also the all services related to the Microsoft 365, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, Outlook, everything you can access with the help of same user ID and password. This is the work of SSO. Cool. Apart from this, we are able to find one another option considered as a custom user synchronization. Using on-premises AD, right? This is your on-premises ADDS server, and in on-premises we created 50 different users, right? We decided to bring only 25 users. You are responsible to synchronize only 25 users out of 50. So in this situation, custom user synchronization come into the picture, and the work of custom user synchronization can allow us to that in this case we need to create one organizational unit. Put your user that you decided to sync with Microsoft 365 portal, or that you're not decided for the syncing process. Uncheck the user account or organizational unit. Definitely whatever users that you added on your organizational unit will not able to be the part of Microsoft Entra Admin Center. I'll show you the practical because today I'm going to guide you everything theoretical, but next in 17th class we are going to talk about the practical. Last one is alternate UPN suffix. So in case of alternate UPN suffix, let's take an example. This is our Microsoft 365 portal, right? And we established our on-premises ADDS using server 2019. This is server 2019, and the domain that I created with name of teachmecloud.com, correct? Number of users we created on on-premises and number of users we established on on-premises like Clark, Tata, Albert. These users are associated with this UPN, user principal name. Now, unfortunately, over a portal, I added one domain with name of tmcloud.in, which is totally different from the domain name that we are currently using on on-premises, tmcloud.in. So both domain name are not matching to each other. So in this case, alternate UPN required will help us to bring our users from on-premises AD that are connected with teachmecloud.com, and you want to bring or sync those users, and users must be associated with tmcloud.in. In this case, alternate UPN suffix will help you to synchronize your users with the same name of domain that you already associated with Microsoft Entra Admin Center. So guys, these 7 different components are really important for every Microsoft 365 administrator. You should clear your concept about these points, and also it's your responsibility which should clear about the practical implementation. Stay tuned with Teach Me Cloud. In next class, I'm going to guide you everything practically, how we can configure SSO and custom user synchronization, set up a type of alternate UPN